When I was younger, I was in Walmart and I was eating a tube of Pringles and I ate them while my mom paid, but I forgot to let the guy scan them, so I walked out the Walmart and the alarm went off and I just started running because I got scared and my mom couldn't find me because I was hiding behind the newspaper things, and the Walmart people called the police because I was missing, and when I hear them show up I thought I was a criminal, so I left my mom a note on the newspaper that said I went to Mexico to start a new life and not come looking for me, and then I took off running with my Pringles and ran for like an hour, and then the cops saw me walking down the road so they pulled over, so I started running again, and then they were using the car intercom thing and they told me to stop running. So when I did, I thought they were gonna put me in handcuffs and take me to jail, so I was crying and I slapped the officer in the stomach and tried to run again, but he just held me back, and when he asked me what happened to me and I told him, he started crying because he was laughing so hard. And he just gave my mom $2 for the Pringles and he was still laughing when he left. And that's the time I was a wanted criminal.
So y'all remember how PE teachers used to make you run the mile in elementary school? Well boy, do I have a fucking story for you. So I was out on the field running my second lap and my stomach started hurting because my fucking mom decided to buy McDonald's for breakfast. So I asked the teacher if I could go to the bathroom, and that bitch ass Trump gorilla looking motherfucker said no, so I just kept running and prayed to Michael Jackson that it would go away. So I'm on my third lap and I have to fart. And on God I pulled a Nessa Barrett. So much shit came out that I could literally make a 4-course meal with it. And a chocolate fountain for dessert. I was about to fucking cry. Obviously I wasn't gonna tell my teacher that I shit myself, so I just said I felt like I was gonna throw up. So I go to the clinic literally holding my hands on my ass so nobody would see my shit. When I get to the clinic the nurse tells me to sit down, but in my head I'm like, bitch, if I sit down your chair is gonna look like the chocolate river from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So I just lean on the wall until my mom comes to pick me up. When I stand up off the wall to go to the bathroom, my shit is smeared on the wall and the nurse looks at it and she's like, what the fuck? Was that you? And I was like, ew, hell no, and I run to the bathroom and my whole ass had shit on it, and when my mom picked me up I started crying because she asked what smelled like dog shit and she thought she stepped in something and I had to tell her it was my ass. One time I was sitting in church and I had to fart. I knew it would be dangerous considering I have a supernatural asshole. I felt it coming and the next thing you know the building starts vibrating and the sprinklers got set off. The roof was starting to cave in and I knew it was coming. All the windows were shattering and the ground was wobbling. I did the most chunky, monkey, funky, stunky, bedbunky, tree trunky, gunky, skunky, sloppy, ploppy, moppy, gloppy, mushy, tushy, ooshy gooshy, sushi fart so powerful I needed to get stitches. The walls started to crack and everyone was screaming while hiding under their chairs praying because they thought God was coming down. The danger alarm went off and everyone was calling their family saying they loved them. The roof finally caved in, causing more destruction, and my whole splitting fart finally stopped. Everyone got out from under the chairs and looked around. There was rubble everywhere and even the brick walls was cracked. They were wondering where God is and I had to act concerned with them. Anyways, my fart made it on the news and was titled as California's most deadliest earthquake. Little did they know it was my ripper ass. I have a story. One day in 5th grade we were on a field trip. On the bus I was sitting next to this weird girl named Patty McBerry. For some fucking reason Patty was so excited about the trip. We were going to a fucking museum. What the actual fuck, who likes museums? They are so fucking boring. Anyways, halfway through the trip Patty McBerry started coughing viciously. She had a seizure due to overexcitement. She was shaking from happiness for the rest of the ride. When we got there Patty McBerry ran out of that bus faster than coronavirus spreads. She fainted because she was so excited. The tour guide had to hold on to Patty while he showed us around because she was too hyper. Out of nowhere, Patty McBerry broke free and ran right to the live animal section. She went to the gorilla's enclosure and smushed her face against the cage wall. Then out of nowhere she starts climbing up the fucking wall. Patty McBerry jumped into the enclosure and tackled the gorilla out of excitement. The gorilla ate Patty and she died. I haven't been to the toilet in 4 days and it was starting to worry me, so I went to the doctor's. I arrived and the doctor felt my stomach and said it was very hard. He wanted me to take a stool sample, which means you have to shit in the cup. I had coffee for breakfast so I was pretty much ready to go. I grabbed the cup and went to the toilet and held it up to my ass and started pushing. I didn't realize how badly coffee affected me, and the next thing you know a strong gust of diarrhea started blasting out of my ass and I felt like a rocket ready for takeoff. I grabbed onto the door for balance because I started levitating and the cup was already full, but I couldn't stop. I was holding onto the door for dear life and the shit was spitting out like a shotgun. I eventually stopped and looked at the glass cup of my shit and there were cracks all over the glass. I heard the desk lady shouting for everyone to get under the chair and to call the police. I got scared thinking what is going on outside, so I quickly cleaned myself up and rushed out of the bathroom to see everyone crying and hiding under the chairs because they thought there was an active shooter in the building. I said it was just my shit and everyone got up. Anyways, I have bowel cancer.
One day I was round my friend's house. We all were sitting at the diner table ready to eat dinner. Before my dinner came I needed to fart, but I was scared in case it stink. Because I do farts that stink like fish sticks. I was so worried in case they would kick me out for doing a fish stick gooey of a fish skanky fart. I couldn't keep it in much longer, so unfortunately I did it. I flew up into the sky like a rocket ship with blood bleeding out my asshole. My friend's mother called the ambulance because she thought I was in a midlife crisis. Ha ha ha, that bitch thought I was having a midlife crisis. But no, I just farted. Anyway, the ambulance came with my mother and I had to go to hospital. I tried to explain what happened, but no one would listen to me. As we got to the hospital they immediately put a needle inside my arm that would make me go to sleep. They got the stitchers and stitched my asshole back up. This story isn't true, by the way. I just thought it was funny.
Okay, one thing I will never understand is parent selective hearing. Because if I'll be in my studies, which is a rare occasion, and my mum will shout up to me, and I'll go, yeah? Crickets. Dead silence. And I'll have to call another 10 times, and I'll still get no response. It's like being added on Snapchat. They initiate the conversation, then you get left on red. How does that make sense? Like, sorry, Mum, did you not just initiate that conversation, yet you failed to respond to me? Anyway, I have to go downstairs to make sure you haven't been murdered within the 2 seconds of calling up to me, and she's fine, and she just says, oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you. Hun, it felt like my voice box was shattering at the sheer volume that I was calling for you. But you couldn't hear me then. But then, plot twist, when I speak at the lowest volume, she could be in Africa and still hear me. I say one bad thing at the volume of a mouse, and that woman suddenly has ears of a BFG. Make it make sense. Like, do adults have some kind of selective hearing aid or like I don't get it. I really don't. Someone help.
911, what's your emergency?
There's a bottle of conditioner in me.
What?
My wife and I belong to a wholesale club and got a really big bottle of Mother Jeffrey's male hair conditioner.
Uh-huh.
We were in the shower and we put it in me, but it went all the way in.
Your wife put the bottle in
my behind.
We're going to send an ambulance. Can you wait?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you all right?
Oh, yeah. I was just a little surprised.
I would be surprised too.
I'm sorry, 1 second. Sweetie, can you please get the cat out of here?
The ambulance is about 4 minutes away.
Oh, no, I can really feel it.
The bottle?
I think I'm going to see it.
Is that bad?
Hey, it came out.
Story time about something that happened to me in kindergarten. So we was at recess and I was playing with my friends and this girl named Haley was chasing me because I made fun of her nickname, which was Bling Bling the Wing Chaying. So when she was chasing me around and I climbed up this ladder and she climbed up right after me and I kicked her in the face and she fell to the floor with a bloody nose and the teacher called us over and talked to us and she had to sit on the side for recess and I didn't. So when I was in the bathroom she sent one of her friends to mess with me and she climbed on the stall and watched me poop. So I took my shit and threw it in her face and it got in her mouth and I didn't get in trouble and she smelled like shit. That's what her bubba wubba funna hubba fubba jubba gubba cubba yubba nubba zumba rubba shitty litty witty kitty mitty nitty yitty jitty pitty quitty ritty titty city ass gets for trying to watch me poop.
Okay, so this is my confession. In 6th grade there was this male teacher that nobody really liked and he never let anybody go to the bathroom. We had another class after his and then it was lunch, so he always used that as an excuse. It was really annoying. But since it was 6th grade, girls were getting their periods, so in class I asked to go to the bathroom and he said no. So in response I told him fine, but then he would have to clean the blood from my chair. He very angrily let me go. After that he told all the girls that having a period is a problem and we couldn't use that as an excuse. So at the end of the year, on the last day of school, every single fucking girl that had him in class all decided to collect our period blood and freshly used pads and tampons and put the blood on the
When I was little, I found my mom's credit card and being a 6-year-old, I saw my mom putting the credit card on her phone and I knew how she did it. So I decided that I was going to put it on my phone. So I put it on my phone and I was downloading Roblox because I thought, hey, I can play with my friends here. That day, I spent $2,000 worth of freaking money on Robux. Let's just say a lot of my friends thought I was really cool and rich. When my mom found out, I hid from her for seriously like a day, and then once I got...
What's your emergency?
I think somebody broke into my house in my living room.
Okay, stay where you are. We're going to send someone over right now.
Hang on, I'm investigating.
You do not have to do that.
Oh, it ain't no man, it's a dog, and I hate dogs.
If there's a dog, it could be rabid. Do not approach it.
I'm approaching the rabbit dog now.
Do not approach the dog.
I think it's a labradoodle. Looks like a baby. It's coming up to me now.
Sir, get out of the room.
The dog is in my face. Oh. It's kissing me. Oh, this is very nice. And now I like dogs.